Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today's story isn't just another update, it's a moment that completely shook the fandom and forced millions of people to rethink everything they thought they knew about Taehyung and Jungkook. For months, fans sensed the tension, the silence, the distance, but no one expected what happened next. Because behind the scenes, something major had been building, and it all came crashing down in one unexpected moment. This is the story of how two of BTS's most powerful members finally stopped running, finally stopped hiding, and finally faced the truth that had been following them for years. Let's get into it, because what happened behind closed doors might be the most emotional moment Taehyung and Jungkook have ever shared publicly or privately. It all began after months of pressure. The internet was loud, the rumors were relentless, and fans were desperate for clarity. Taehyung had been moving differently, quieter, more careful, almost like he was trying to guard something fragile. Jungkook, on the other hand, was raw, open, emotional, and visibly lost in his own battles. Their energies weren't matching, and ARMY could feel it. Behind the scenes, Taehyung was exhausted. Not from performing, but from holding everything inside. Every word, every gaze, every rumor online added more weight on his shoulders. And Jungkook, the youngest, the one who always carried his emotions on his sleeve, could feel that something was collapsing between them. But no one truly understood how bad it was until the night everything changed. Taehyung walked into that room with a look Jungkook couldn't ignore, calm on the outside, storming on the inside. Jungkook felt it immediately. Their energy shifted, the air tightened, and for the first time in a long time, it was just the two of them, face to face with no cameras, no staff, no distractions. And Jungkook didn't waste a second. He asked what had been burning inside him for months. "What's happening with us?" The question hung in the air like a heavy echo. Jungkook wasn't asking as an idol, or as a bandmate, he was asking as someone who had shared 10 years of memories, trust, and moments only they knew about. Taehyung froze for a moment. His voice wasn't shaking, but it wasn't steady either. He said he had been caught between loyalty and survival, between protecting the people he cared about and protecting himself. Every rumor online, every accusation, every misunderstanding between them had pushed him into a place he didn't want to be. And Jungkook felt every word. He wasn't angry, he was hurting. Because for so long, he had thought Taehyung was the one pulling away. But now he was realizing Taehyung had been drowning in things he couldn't talk about, things that were bigger than both of them. This wasn't just about misunderstandings. It wasn't just about distance. It wasn't just about rumors. It was about years of pressure tightening until it finally snapped. The tension in the room was thick, but something unexpected happened. Jungkook didn't shut down. He didn't walk away. He didn't raise his voice. He did the one thing no one expected. He apologized. Not because he had done something wrong, but because he didn't know how deeply Taehyung had been hurting. He told him he should have checked in more. Should have listened more. Should have fought harder for the bond they once had instead of assuming everything would fix itself. Taehyung didn't expect that. His eyes softened, and something inside him broke open. For the first time in months, he allowed himself to be vulnerable. He let the walls fall. He admitted feeling alone. He admitted being scared of losing what they had built. He admitted he didn't know how to express himself without disappointing people. And Jungkook stepped closer, physically and emotionally, refusing to let Taehyung face this alone. This was the moment everything shifted. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't loud. It wasn't explosive. It was human. Two young men, grown in the spotlight, stripped of normal lives, dealing with pressure the world could never understand, finally facing each other honestly. Taehyung told Jungkook about the weight of expectations. About being misunderstood. About carrying guilt for things out of his control. about feeling like everything he did was wrong in someone's eyes. Jungkook listened, really listened. And for the first time in a long time, they weren't idols. They weren't public figures. They weren't symbols for millions. They were just Taehyung and Jungkook. Before this moment, fans assumed their silence meant distance, but now it was clear that their silence was actually protection, a way to survive the noise of a world that demanded too much from them. As the night went on, something softened between them. That invisible barrier, the one fans felt but couldn't explain, began to melt. Taehyung's voice steadied. Jungkook's expression relaxed. They were talking again. Not like co-workers. Not like bandmates. But like brothers. Jungkook promised to stand by him, louder than before, more present than before, more intentional than before. Taehyung promised to stop carrying everything alone. To speak up. To trust that Jungkook would stand with him, not against him. And then came the moment that sent chills through anyone who heard about it. Jungkook told Taehyung he wasn't going anywhere, not now, not ever. That single line changed everything. It wasn't dramatic. It wasn't scripted. It was real, and sometimes, real hits harder than anything else. By the end of the night, the tension had turned into understanding. The silence had turned into communication. And the distance had disappeared. What fans had been sensing for months finally made sense. The energy shift wasn't about conflict, it was about two people carrying too much and finally finding the courage to share the weight. And here's the truth. When Taehyung and Jungkook stand together, nothing can break them. Not rumors. Not pressure. Not the internet. Not the industry. This night marked the beginning of a new chapter, one built on honesty, vulnerability, and the kind of bond that survives storms instead of being destroyed by them. And as the world watches, one thing is clear. Whatever comes next for Taehyung and Jungkook, they'll be facing it side by side.